Hello guys, welcome to this video. But I just want to quickly talk about something that I felt I have to do a video on. In this video there will be no playing of bars, just talk, okay? And because someone was asking me, okay, what is a groove? The person was like, he wants to know I should define groove. So I decided to make this video to give what I think, to tell you what I think groove is. Okay, the first thing I'll say is groove cannot really be defined by anybody, regardless of how good you are or how advanced you are on any musical instrument. Defining groove is really one of the most difficult things you can do for a person to do, because groove is really more about feeling rather than hearing. It's really difficult to tell somebody, okay, do this and you'll be groovy. All right, grooving is like the spirit that you get, that you receive. Okay, however, there are 5 features that I have noticed that if you are able to add these things to your play, you will get groovy. Okay, you'll get groovy if you add these 5 things to your play. This is what I've noticed, and I think you should try it out. Number 1 is simplicity. Okay, the more complex your bassline is, the less likely it is that it will be groovy. All right, if your bassline is full of a lot of note scales, a lot of too much technique, too much complex techniques, then it will be less groovy. Trust me, it will be less groovy. So if you keep it simple, if you want it to be groovy, if you want it to be locked in, if you want the bassline to stick to the audience mind, if you want the bassline to become the identity of that song, you know, I like to use the song Billie Jean. The bassline is the identity of the song. Whenever you hear that bassline, your mind goes straight to Billie Jean. All right, so simplicity. Then something else is repetition. Repetition is like the key aspect of groove. A simple pattern, then you loop over it, loop over it, loop over it. Okay, so repetition doesn't mean that you shouldn't add variety, because variety helps you to keep it relevant, keep it to prevent it from becoming boring. But there should be this element of repetition. Repetition. Then syncopation. What I mean is off time. Not all your notes should land on the beat. Okay, this is one thing that makes Afrobeat bouncy and vibey and full of vibe. Okay, because most of the notes or most of the percussions or drum are hit at odd times. Okay, so when instead of you get it, so that automatically makes it bouncy and groovy. So syncopation or off time, okay, it makes things more groovy. So when you're playing the bass, not all your notes should be on the time. Okay, you play some notes that will just be a little away from the time, so that it adds groove. Okay, so we play syncopated notes, as I like to call it. Then another thing is unison. What I mean by unison is when you are playing with a band, you guys should be doing a lot together. Okay, not that you're playing this and the drummer is playing that and the pianist is playing this. No, there should be unison. You play as a team, as a band. All right, unison. Then one last thing is neatness, because no matter what you do, if your bassline is rough, if you have buzzing strings, if you have all the techniques you try to apply are not neat, then it's not going to be groovy. All right, you need neatness. Neatness is very important. So those are the 5 essential features of groove, the 5 things you can do to make your bassline sound more groovy. One is, I actually wrote it down, that's why I'm looking that way: simplicity, repetition, syncopation, unison, and neatness. Okay, all right, I hope as you apply these things, you'll become better on the bass. Thumbs up, like this video if you really found it useful, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you.